Good morning, everyone. Hope everybody's having a good day. Oh, wrong one. All right. Might start playing in the background. Give me a second here, guys. Sorry. All right. We're good. We're good. It's Monday morning. Actually got my butt early up for something. But didn't happen. So. Oh well. Anyway, I am really tired right now, guys. So what is this doing? Okay, that's what it's doing. All right. Yeah, I had to deal with Saturday night. I had some really bad nightmares. Really bad. I woke up to a text asking me to be at a Zoom with my family. One side of my family, not my mom. If it includes my mom, I'm there. Moms get certain privileges. That's just how it goes. And I told my mom that. I promised my mom that I would. We have our own relationship. So I spent half the day trying to figure out whether I wanted to go to this or not. And I have my reasons. I'm not going to get into my reasons because I don't really think that makes much of a difference on my point. And I finally came to the conclusion that yes, I'm very uncomfortable and going very uncomfortable. But I want to see my sister. And so, I figured, you know what? She knows what's going on. I let her know what's happening. And she understood it, which I really appreciate because I was going through a lot of anxiety. Just understanding somebody that's going through that can help a lot. You'll probably get a much different conversation from the person, I'm telling you. But my sister's always, I don't want to say, my sister's never been mean to me. So it's just not intentionally. But I finally decided, hey, I think I can handle a half hour. Right. And she's like, yeah, I would appreciate that. So see, I was able to get it worked out and, kind of save myself some face. And I was able to, see my sister. My biggest thing in that is I don't want to say no because then I disappoint my sister. And honestly, it's not my fault. I'm not the one stopping it. Ball's not in my court right now. There's literally nothing I can do. So, equality. I see videos about people saying, 5 things of this AA. What's wrong with AA? AA is this, AA is that. I hear from professionals too. I tell you guys something. It is not what you think. Did you know that we're going to get to it? Our membership ought to include all those, all who suffer from alcoholism. Why should we even need to say anything? Okay. That's even opened up to if you have a drinking problem, right? The beginning stages. My first wife, I met her in AA. She's not an alcoholic though. She's not. She made some mistakes when she was young. And it turns out that she's a normal drinker. I think she drinks. I don't know. I don't keep track. But those are cases, that it helps somebody out. Yeah, it helped a normie out, right? And then that got her into church, very much into church, living a happy life. Just had a grandson. Good for her, man. I'm very happy for my ex-wives. Hence, we may refuse none who wish to recover. Nor ought AA membership ever depend upon money or conformity. Okay, are you catching this? Conformity. You don't need to do that, right? I'm going to get to this. Any 2 or 3 alcoholics gathered together for sobriety may call themselves an AA group, provided as a group they have no other affiliation. So it takes 2 alcoholics and God to have an AA group. That's it. Okay? So the only requirement for membership is your desire to stop drinking, right? You're now a member. Okay. Now, as a member, you get to decide what kind of meetings you go to. All right. That's where I'm gonna get into this. So a lot of what I hear now, I want you to notice, we'll get into this. All right. Getting ahead of myself on this. This tradition is packed with meaning, for AA is really saying to every serious drinking, you are an AA member if you say so. You can declare yourself in, nobody can keep you out, no matter who you are, no matter how low you've gone. Okay, I need to change that. I need to change that. We need to change this, because low bottom drunks, we know all about those guys, but what about the high bottom drunks? See, you get to decide your own bottom. You don't have to go to the lengths that I did. Okay, my 4-step was so much different when I was 19 compared when I was 45. Okay, it was a lot bigger. I went through a lot more stuff. I also had to grab more trauma and all sorts of other stuff. We aren't a bit afraid you'll harm us, never mind how twisted or violent you may be. We just want you to be sure that you get the same great chance for sobriety that we've had. So you're an AA member in the minute you declare yourself. All right. Now, I want you to notice there's some things in here that it's not saying. It does not say we have to say the serenity prayer first. It does not say that there is no cross talking. It does not say that you have to have a certain amount of time before you speak. It does not mention anywhere in here about giving out chips. That is what's called a format. Okay? And you can have any kind of freaking AA meeting you want. You could call it cross-talking motherfuckers. All right? Go ahead. So what? Okay? So the complaints that I'm hearing about that stuff, that is a format. Then go to a different group. Okay? Now, I'm the first one to say AA is not the only way. But gosh darn it, guys. Don't put down something in order to make something else better. Okay? Besides the fact that they don't want any affiliation with your group. Why? Because our group will jack yours up. That's not cool. We don't want to do that. Right? So, no, AA is not the only way, but it's the major way. Okay? No, you don't have to jump on the bandwagon and go the AA way. You don't have to do that. But if you're not, then keep your mouth shut. Okay? I don't want to hear any complaints about AA. If somebody wants to come on and debate that with me, I'd be more than happy to, because maybe I'm wrong on some areas. I'm not. To establish this principle, membership took off harrowing experience. I'm going to fast forward here towards the end of it. Oh, that's right, because it has to do with Ed. Yeah. To establish this principle, we're going to just go right back where we were. To establish this principle of membership took years of harrowing experience. In our early time, nothing seemed so fragile, so easily breakable as an AA group. Hardly an alcoholic we approached paid any attention. Most of those who did join us were like flickering candles in the windstorm. Time after time, their uncertain flames blew out and couldn't be relighted. It means that they passed. Our unspoken constant thought was, which one of us may be next? Okay. Doesn't this feel pretty sad? Doesn't me. Member gives us a vivid glimpse of those days. At one time, he says every AA group had many membership rules. Okay. Everybody was scared witless that something or somebody would capsize the boat, dump us all back in. So now you know why. Okay. Our foundation group asked each group to send its list of protective regulations. The total list was a mile long. If those rules had been in effect anywhere, nobody could have possibly joined at all. So great was the sum of our anxiety of fear. Okay. So we wanted all these rules and regulations. Okay. Now, for some people, I like structure. I'm a structure kind of guy. When it's not structure and it's out of my control, I tend to get a little bit of anxiety, right? But sometimes I feel like having a little bit more fun. I'll go to a different kind of meeting where there's cross talking, and people are just gabbing and stuff. Sometimes that's fun too, just to be a part of a conversation. And they do different stuff. We do check-ins and things like that, which I really appreciate. Um, I actually think that AA groups could probably learn from some of these other groups and start implementing them into our own. Why? Because you can. You can have any AA group you want. I'm telling you. Okay. When I was 23, I noticed that there weren't any men's meetings, so I started a men's meeting. And I was amazed at how many people actually wanted to be a part of it. And it got really big that we actually had to find a space, because what we were doing is just going to each other's houses. But that was it was a good men's meeting. Okay. Because we talked about men's stuff. Okay. So you don't have to, you can create your own format for an AA group. That's okay. Right. Just be cognitive about it. Maybe this, we were resolved to admit to nobody to AA but the hypothetical class of people we were termed pure alcoholics. Except for their guzzling and unfortunate results thereof, they could have no other complications. So beggars, tramps, asylum inmates, prisoners, queers, plain crackpots, and fallen women were definitely out. So you guys know, because I don't even like saying that word, but it meant something entirely different when this book was written. I want you to know that. Yes, sir, we cater only to the pure, respectable alcoholics. No, we don't. Any others would surely destroy us. Besides, if we took in the odd ones, what would the decent people say about us? We built a fine mesh fence around AA. You guys, I'm an odd one. I'm an odd duck. We're all odd ducks in a way. Okay. So finally, they let's see if we can get to why did AA finally drop all of its membership regulation? That's kind of what I wanted to get to. Why did we leave it to each newcomer to decide whether he was an alcoholic and whether he should join us? And so those rules that they were putting down were the requirements to be a member, okay? Not around the format of the rules. I apologize if I confused that. Why did we dare to say, contrary to the experience of society and government everywhere, that we would neither punish nor deprive any AA membership, that we must never compel anyone to pay anything, believe anything, or conform to anything? Okay. That right there tells me that you can't bring up your drive for your AA club in a group, guys. Did you know that? It's not like the AA police are going to come, but it is against the traditions because they're separate and you're begging for money, and we don't do that. But at the same time, right? I'm not going to go against it because you know what? Our club needs money. I want the club to be there. So I'm not going to say anything, but I mean, facts are facts anyway. Prior to AA, I often felt that I didn't fit in with the people around me. Usually they had more or less money than I did, and my points of view didn't jibe with theirs. This person's not from the 70s. The amount of prejudice I had experienced in society only proved to me just how phony some self-righteous people were. Yes, just like myself. But for the grace of God, go me. Okay? In other words, I really don't like how that person's acting, and I don't want that. Well, I'm not going to take 2 more seconds with it. I'm already done. Because that could easily be me. In a split second. It would not it could happen. That's why we have a daily reprieve based on. So, the amount of prejudice I had. After joining AA, I found the way of life I have been searching for. In AA, no member is better than any other member. We are just alcoholics trying to recover from alcoholism. All right. So, equality. You're a member if you say you're a member. You're not a member if you're not a member. But if you're not a member, then go do your stuff, right? I don't put down other people's groups. Why? Because they're helping people. My way is not the only way. If it was, we'd have a lot of drunk people and unhealthy people, right? Because my way doesn't work for everybody. My way was tougher. I needed people to be mean to me, okay, and put their foot down with me. And yes, it hurt, but the way that they went about it made me feel loved around it. I think you guys can understand that. Normies don't understand that stuff, but it's stuff like that that you guys get that we understand together, right? So, all right, I'll be back for daily reflection tomorrow. In the meantime, take care of yourselves. I love you guys. And have a day. Bye.